Basically, yeah.
So are you Lexor
Borosilicase.
Borosilicase?
Yeah.
Borosilicase.
Taken from glass. The sort of glass you get in.
Or is that? I forgot what the what's your name, sir?
My name. I'm the Laxor person.
Lexor. Okay.
Yeah.
With a double X.
The double X.
Although the amount of people that put a Z in there instead is quite surprising.
Get Twitch back up. There we go.
It's nice. Those engines going over the top of me like that. That just sounds really nice.
Mm. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Talk about realism, Hal. You have to ask the ground crew to prime your engines, and to talk to the ground crew, you have to open your window. So you slide your window back. If you don't slide your window back, you can't talk to the ground crew. That's quite nice.
I think it's quite bloody minded of the ground crew, because clearly they know what you want.
Absolutely.
And to make you open the window just to prime the engines, I think is a bit extreme.
Yeah. That's like I saw on the carrier when you're flying on the carrier with the A4. The A4. Anyway, when you're doing that, you have to get your airplane launched, by the catapult. You have to salute.
Oh yes, I've come across that. Yeah, you have to salute it. Yeah.
You have to salute, either that or I forget. There's another way that just takes off and goes. But anyway, that's kind of cool because my brother-in-law was talking about, they had to check off on the they had to check out on the carrier and stuff to even to instruct and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, he said you had to be really nice to the guys they call the deck apes, and that you don't call them that in their front of their face,
Yeah.
But you have to be really, really nice to those folks, because otherwise you're going to be the last one out on the pattern.
Yeah.
You're the last one off the ship, and there's not very much air conditioning in the A4. And so he said he saw guys that hadn't been real nice to the guys, and they were just beating their helmet against the canopy, clunk, 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 going, I want out, I want to fly so bad, So anyway, he said he was very, very nice to the folks, tried to butter them up real good,
Okay, I'm going to be rolling now.
Okay.
Hopefully. I want to pull my stick back and pull it full right aileron. I keep thinking I'm in a spit, because that's the way you take off in a spit. It's like full stick back, full right aileron, dance on the pedals until you get airborne. Okay.
Okay, so I'm looking at Laxor's stream. And what was yours, Bill?
It's Bill 1949T.
Bill 1914.
949T.
Okay, I have to type now. Oh.
The thing about takeoff in this Mozzie is you don't have to pull the stick back at all. It just takes off by itself. And if you pull the stick back, that's when you get issues, isn't it?
Yeah. What nose down do you have set for takeoff?
Sticks down on your own.
1 division. But actually, that was about 1 1¼ divisions, maybe. But now I've taken off, I've got more nose down.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I took off and fly on 2 nose down.
I had 1.25 nose down for takeoff, and I'm now back out. I'm just trying to look about 1.75, and it's still nosing out a bit. So
Yeah.
a bit more.
I'm muting both of you guys on the on the stream.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you.
It's a lot easier. I think I've already done it. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. Now.
Otherwise you'll have about three copies of the voice, won't you?
Yeah. I've noticed I was hearing myself echoing a little bit ago. I don't know why, but it was. Awesome. I ought to be streaming too. Just sitting here in the living room.
Wow.
Not doing anything.
Well, adjusting my elevator curve has made a nice difference. It's smoother now. I'm not bouncing around so much on when I'm trying to line up for an attack.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what is your curve set to, out of curiosity?
I don't know numbers, but maybe reduced to about 50% of what it was, and with a slight curve, so to have a flat bit in the middle, just a slight flat bit in the middle.
Bill, do you normally stream just your controls?
How do you mean? Oh, what you mean?
That's
Instead of
pointed
like
down
that?
At your pad, or at your joystick. Camera.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm always first person, yeah. And sometimes I will jump out. In fact, what I like to do when I come into land, I like to jump out of the aircraft just to show my gear coming down very briefly.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
like.
no, I think Howard's meaning that the angle of your camera is not including your face.
Right. Yeah, it's pointing down at the joystick and the other.
I thought you were talking about the joystick in the aircraft. Yeah, they don't want to see my face. If you want to see my face, you can go to my Facebook page.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
No, I play guitar, and I've got something on there that sort of shows me playing. So I can link you. I can link you to that if you like.
Awesome. Play guitar too. It's just rhythm, but I play. I've got a Helix.
Okay.
I don't know if you know the Line 6 equipment.
Nah. Perhaps mainly stateside.
I think it's all over the place. It's called Line 6. It's a what do I call that? An amp and guitar modeler.
Oh, okay.
And so it's better than buying 18,000 different pedals
Gotcha.
and spending the same amount of money.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I kind of came out of that world in 2005. I worked in a band for 20 years, more than 20 years. So I kind of came out of that world at that time. So maybe I would know those things if I was still in it.
Yeah.
But no, that was a big decision because we all knew that if any of us quit, it would fold the band.
Gotcha.
So that was a big decision because I knew that because it was me, I had to quit, and I knew that doing that meant that the band would fold. So that felt really bad, but it's the way it was.
You're kind of holding the thing together, huh?
Yeah, and if any one of us had gone, had quit, it would mean the end of the band, you know, and we all knew that, but it's the way it had to be.
Yeah. Sometime you got to decide to hang it up.
Yeah.
I've been playing in my church for forever, so.
All right.
Yeah. Anyways, which makes it nice. I was in a they called back then a Jesus band, so.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
So we had fun. Yeah,
Excellent.
Called the Simple Truth, and
The thing is, you're putting two good things together there, aren't you? I mean, I don't have a faith, but I can see that you're putting two really good things together there, and that's great.
Right, trying to, yeah. And it's been, it's been a blessing to me as far as being able to have some fun and play and keep my hand in. So
Yeah.
keep calluses on my fingers to some extent. Although with
Oh,
COVID,
yeah.
dang it,
Yeah.
I've been playing. So
I've just
I'm
been through
too
that.
Too old to be milling about with people and trying to get trying to get sick.
Dare I ask, what's too old?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you mean how old I am?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to be personal, but if you're happy to share that.
No, I'm 68. So.
Oh right, we're not too distant then, mate.
Yeah, I'll be 69 on October 31st. So.
Okay, well, we're not too distant because, well, my age, the clue is in my name.
Okay, 49.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. 1952 is my time of birth.
Yeah.
Our date of birth.
Well,
October 31st, which is Halloween, so I never had a chance. I was always dressing up in something, doing something, cosplaying, just,
Yeah.
I don't know, doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Well, at some point tonight, I'll drop you a link on the chat here in Discord.
Yeah,
I'll drop you a link, and you can have a little look if you want to. Don't feel obliged.
Oh, no problem. I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to. Laxor, I love your avatar with the finger with the little hat on top of it.
Yeah.
That told me right away, well, I got to follow this guy. I think I followed you before. I knew Warhawk, to be honest with you.
Right, yeah, I did see that pop in yesterday. Thank you for that, I do appreciate it.
Sure. Yeah, I'm trying to work with my, I'm trying to get a presence on there.
Right.
So it looks like, at least I know just a little bit about it. I don't have to know everything. But,
if you know a little bit about DCS, your league's ahead of me.
well, I don't mean DCS, I meant know a little bit about streaming, so.
Yeah,
Streaming's great fun.
So you played bass, or you sing bass?
Me, I played bass. Let's say for 20 years, I played bass guitar, did main vocals.
Wow, cool. What's your range? Where you at? Like a baritone or tenor or melody?
Yeah, well, probably. I don't know. I don't really know the ranges, but I would say probably tenor, not baritone, not bass, vocally. Yeah, mainly I do high vocals.
Right.
I just couldn't shoot at my thing then because I was squeezing my push to talk button and my gun wouldn't fire. It's one of the complications.
Oh man. Looks like did you do that? Put all that stuff on fire?
Yeah, I've just been going backwards and forwards.
Flying around.
Yeah, I think we were weaving in and out of each other at one point, weren't we?
We're doing the same lot. I didn't realise that.
So are you on a
respawn?
Are you on a private server or on your own, or how does that work?
Yeah,
I'm not really sure about.
It's a server that's hosted for us by a member of the community.
Nice.
So he's basically got a server running in his house, and he's got about 5 or 6 different servers on there for different games. He's got like an Arma 3 and Minecraft and
wow,
a couple of other ones I think, as well as our DCS server. So yeah, it's very very kind of him. I bung him a little bit a month, and it saves an absolute ton of money, because if I wanted to run a server for DCS through a hosting company, it would be about 3, maybe 4 times as much a month.
Wow.
Because of the resources that DCS tends to prefer.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really good agreement.
Nice.
And it means that I've got access to direct access to the server if I need it. The map that we're flying on, or the mission that we're running, is one that I put together.
Cool.
It's not really it's not a complete mission. It's sort of a testing ground, because I've been a software developer for 20 years. So
Oh, wow.
and the game has a scripting engine in it, and scripting engine in it, and a mission editor. So to a certain degree, you can build up scenarios using the mission editor, but if you want more control over it, you need to get into the scripting side. So one of the things Bill earlier on mentioned War Thunder, and they've got a really good game mode, and it's called Enduring Confrontation. And the idea of that is you've got effectively the map split into 2 halves, and you push the front line. You've got 3 hours, or a maximum point limit of 150,000, and your actions through the map, you'll get like an air superiority point, and the idea of that is you have to maintain control over it for a certain amount of time. When you when you win it, or when one side wins it, it triggers a ground attack, which you can then attack or defend based on whose side it is. And occasionally you get convoys going around the map as well. And it's a really good game. But it's the game itself is a little bit in flux at the moment. There's been some bad decisions made at a company level, and it's made a lot of people that play the game religiously quit.
Really?
Yeah, so they didn't like a lot of things. The sim community weren't being listened to, as opposed to the arcade community, which were very much being pandered towards.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was kind of, they had an excellent game mode and a really good idea, but they were kind of just throwing it away a little bit. So I thought, well, wouldn't it be really good if you could get that same concept of game mode, but in DCS?
Yeah.
And that's basically my target. So this map is a combination of initial sort of practice map, because this is the map that me and Bill started flying on. And all I did was scatter some ground targets that we can have fun and take pot shots at. And then it sort of started to grow a little bit by me trying to implement concepts for this EC idea, to then eventually get an EC mission within DCS. So that's sort of the whole reason for this map and this mission.
Yeah. So has it been a problem with the with DCS? So has it hurt DCS's sales because they're doing some things with video game, sort of the video game style? I'm not sure I totally understand, but anyway.
No, well, the War Thunder thing was by a company called Gaijin. And when it started off, it was a free-to-play game to begin with, so there wasn't really any real money in danger of being lost. But they had premium aircraft which you could pay for, so people obviously go for the people that
want to fly the airplane you're interested in. Yeah.
As to whether it's in competition with DCS would be a very subjective conversation, because DCS has things that War Thunder simply will never do. It's got the interactive cockpits, you haven't got that. It's got very, very realistic flight models, and War Thunder kind of implement flight models that are close but not as precise. The flip side of it is War Thunder is very approachable. If you're not a simmer but you want to start dipping into that whole full simulation flight sim, it is an excellent place to start. And then when you sort of think, okay, some of this is getting a little bit silly because of either you're starting to see the company decisions overriding the value of the game, then that's the point where you think, okay, perhaps I'm ready for DCS, or you can just go straight in the deep end of DCS. But War Thunder is still a really good, I mean, and someone we used to fly with quite a lot, has gone by a number of names, I can't remember what his current one is. But he always said War Thunder is great stick and rudder action, because you jump in, you're in a plane, you don't have to worry about start up, you're on the runway, start your engine, off you go, you're in the air.
Right.
It's just a great way to have quick fun.
Yeah.
But the DCS is where you want to go if you want to get that full immersion. So whether or not they compete is very subjective, based upon what you look for and where you think the overlaps are. But no, I don't think one has anything to fear from the other, because they do different things. They only have the only things they have to fear are bad decisions from themselves, really.
Yeah. Yeah. So the war you spoke of hasn't really broken out into people. Well, you said there was a bunch of people quit, so that's probably not a good thing. They quit because of they had been playing it for 7 years, 8 years, and had 8 years of trying to point out things that weren't right, but then ultimately not being listened to. By DCF?
Polar opposite. No, by War Thunder.
Oh, by War Thunder.
War Thunder is Gaijin, and that's where a lot of this community kind of originates from.
I see.
But then as Gaijin started making bad decisions, Bill and myself, we've always flip-flopped between the two, because we look for different things at different times.
Sure.
But a lot of the War Thunder community now have decided, well, you know what, if you're not willing to listen to us, then we can't wait to play the game.
Right.
And they've sort of jumped ship, and they've either gone to DCS or IL2 as another flight sim, which is quite popular among the sim community, which sort of sits as a middle ground between hyper-realistic interactive cockpits of DCS and the sim wannabe of Gaijin and War Thunder.
Gotcha.
So it sits quite happily between the two.
I think for me, the guts of it is that War Thunder is a damn good game, and DCS is a damn good sim.
Right.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Awesome. Well, of course, like, somebody like me, it's like, just want to fly.
Yeah. But and that's another thing with DCS, is that you can just fly around. I mean, you can with War Thunder, I suppose, but you can just fly around the DCS. You don't have to engage in combat if you don't want to, or you can engage in ground strike, which is very satisfying. You might find yourself setting a target. I want to get rid of all these ground units without having to go back and reload, that kind of thing. And it's just that's still good fun, but it's still damn good flying.
Right. Yeah, I'm not even sure what I put on something where it said, I can't even remember what airplane it was. Oh, it was in the A-10. The A-10 that comes with DCS World, I guess. Is that the name of it?
Oh yeah, it's the A-10A.
Yeah, and it said something about being no warm up or something, or no, I guess. Anyway, I started in the air because I figured, okay, at least I could fly a little bit with the keyboard and the mouse, because I kind of point myself in different directions, but I couldn't get it to lift, so it started heading down, and I went, oh, okay, I'm going to crash, And so then when it finally did, I popped into where I was looking at a Soviet helicopter, and I could move around it and watch it from the outside, but I wasn't sure what I was even looking at. Do you have any idea what where I was or what that was I was looking at?
There's a couple of Soviet helicopters now. There will be
It's a Hind or
3C.
something, or
Oh yeah, the Hind. Yeah.
it was a big one. But anyway.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to figure out was what mode I was in, to where I was once I died with the A-10, it didn't set me up with another one. I was just outside of a helicopter, and I was able to go around the outside and look at it. But that's about that. That was it. You know, I wasn't able to actually get inside it or anything else. And I wondered if that was a player I was looking at, or if I was just looking at a
Coming over the top.
representation of something.
It depends where you were. Very nice. So I guess you was running locally, but yeah, what it would have done, it would have, when your aircraft crashed, it would have snapped you to the next active aircraft, whether that be human or AI controlled, if you were in some form of local mission or campaign.
Yeah, it must have been some kind of mission, because it told me where I needed to go, where I was supposed to be heading, and all that. Of course, I couldn't do that. Okay, so I didn't know if I'd messed up somebody's game, or if it was just or if it's just something like people are gonna fall everywhere, so it doesn't matter. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, these guides I'm looking at are pretty detailed. That's a good thing.
Yeah, they are good. It's like I struggle to remember a lot of things with regards to the jets and stuff, or even some of the simpler aircraft.
Sure.
But they are excellent go-to guides to find out what you need to map to do what you want to do.
Wish they had one for the A4. Although, well, I don't know.
There might be one. I don't know. I haven't checked, to be honest.
Yeah, I unless he's got a different place for maybe. I guess the A4 is still kind of experimental, sort of.
Yeah, well, this is one of the community ones, isn't it? I don't know if he chooses to not acknowledge maybe the community ones as opposed to the DCS, the official modules.
Most likely, yeah. And I've heard, I guess, if you fly an A4 and other people don't have the skins for it or something, it's going to look like something else entirely to people that are flying, I guess.
The way that DCS works, you have to have the module installed on the server, and as soon as that module goes on the server, everyone connecting to the server has to have that module as well.
Oh, okay.
Because the way that the modules work is DCS by default has all the exterior models of all the aircraft already in it. It's only when you want to fly in an aircraft that you then have to download the interior and the mechanics for flying it.
Okay. So I would see you guys.
Community ones.
I would see you guys flying in your Mosquitoes, fine, but I wouldn't be able to see the interior cockpit or whatever, which makes sense. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, so right now,
as with the
go ahead.
As with the A4, if you wanted to be able to fly that on this server, I would have to add it into the server as a module, and then everyone that connects would also have to have that module installed on the machine, which is one of the reasons why I don't have it installed at the moment, because of the way that it then forces someone or everyone to put that module on their machine, even if they didn't want it. Which is a little bit unfortunate, because...
So I would not see you guys flying Mosquitoes?
No, if it's a DCS official module, you would.
Okay.
If it's a community module, which is what the A4 is, then that would have to be added to the server, and then everyone would see the A4E. If it's not on the server, then you wouldn't be able to fly it or see it or anything, because it just wouldn't exist within the context of the server.
I see. Okay. So you guys have the F-86, I'm guessing, because it's part of the DCS world, maybe.
That's
Or
right.
would you?
Yeah, the external module. The external tech model is included in DCS, but we wouldn't have the module details of the cockpit interior and the capability to fly it.
Gotcha. The other thing I was thinking was, I mean, I'm guessing it's has its own limitations as far as the flight characteristics, speed, and things like that. So, like if somebody's buzzing around in a jet, you're not going to be able to keep up with them with the prop planes. Is that correct too?
It can actually happen in real life. So yeah, it will. If it suits the actual aircraft, you'll still be able to do it. But the prop aircraft might be struggling to keep up, and the jet aircraft might be struggling to go slow enough. But it can
Go
be
slow
done.
enough.
Has been done. Has been done.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's
Yeah, I mean,
so.
we have-
So you guys still have people that come in and fly with you guys? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
On this server we've got, well, pretty much any aircraft that people have asked to be included on the runways.
Hmm.
So we've
And I'm
got
back in
mixtures
my
of
spit
helicopters,
now.
Jets and warbirds. Yeah, I'm going to have a quick stint in one of the
Oh,
helicopters actually.
I was getting spit withdrawal symptoms, so I've had to jump in my spit.
No, I keep having to transition. I'm like, spit. Okay, we're talking about spit fire. Right. Got it. Have to
The
get
best-
it sorted, as you guys say.
Yeah, sorted. Sorted.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorted. Sorry.
Sorted.
Sorted.
That's it. You got it.
Yeah, sorted.
I'll have you talking like a Cockney before you know it.
And better than Warhol.
I love accents. That's the thing. I try my best to mimic, but I'm never all that great.
Well, actually, you can really have fun because there was KK, otherwise known as Commander Cosmos. We used to be around with him, and he'd be on the stream, and we'd be talking to each other on the stream using Discord, and
Yeah.
he'd be speaking Cockney, and I'd be speaking Kentuckian or something. So anyone listening would completely have us around the wrong way unless they really knew their accents.
Yeah, trying to talk like somebody from Kentucky, huh?
Sure is, boy.
That sounds good. That's good.
Just a bit of fun, which is what all of this is, really, isn't it?
Oh, sure, it is great. It's a lot of fun. Really enjoyable. Yeah, we've been watching a lot of BBC stuff, that kind of comes in and stuff, and we're getting used to the accent and some of the things that are said that I know. I've looked it up, so I know kind of.
Yeah. It's fascinating. Language is fascinating.
Yeah, it is.
Language and
Amazing.
accents are fascinating. Like it occurred to me, I don't know why I was thinking about it today, probably because it's Friday and I'm thinking I'll be flying tonight and I'll be talking to people from USA, and I was thinking about there are certain sounds that you wouldn't normally make.
Right.
So
Exactly.
like an A, the sound of A, you'd probably say A, and I say A. There's a difference. Yeah, A, you've got it. No, you've got it.
Like-
You're a good mimic.
Yeah.
You've got it. But a lot of people would probably find that difficult. It's only a subtle difference to some people, but
I know.
it makes a difference.
Yeah, I hate to hear people trying to struggle their way through Spanish without. I mean, I don't speak Spanish, but I know enough about Spanish that I can kind of do the, little bit of the accent and stuff. And so it's just like when you hear some of these guys, what was it? Buenos. Let's see. What did the guy say the other day? Buenos dias. Yeah.
All right.
Buenos dias. Buenos dias. And instead of buenos dias.
I was going to say, even I would know that's Buenos Dias.
Exactly. But, in Center Reader, You know, how do you get senorita out of senorita?
I tell you what, if you wanna know about a Cockney accent, do you remember Dick Van Dyke?
Sure.
Well, you're
Yeah.
listening to his Cockney accent and avoid it like the plague.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. It's probably not quite right.
He's probably not quite right. He's being really, really, really kind.
When he was the that was in Mary Poppins, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So he was trying
yeah.
to do it, but it
Yeah.
wasn't quite right.
No, well, it's not his fault. He obviously needed more tuition. Someone to say, no, it's not quite like this, it's like this. And he would have got it. I'm sure he would have got it.
Yeah, I think he
So-
was doing it. In some ways, I was thinking he's trying to do it so people can actually understand him at the same time.
Yeah,
You know,
maybe.
so maybe
yeah.
they were saying, well, you know, you got it too. You got it. It's too thick. I can't understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
Or something.
yeah.
You know, who knows? I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to shut up for a minute while I
What-
take off. Do you know much about the spit in this, Hal?
No.
Right, well, in the spit, I'm just going to very briefly talk about this because it's a fascinating point. As with the Mosquito, you don't have toe brakes like you have in the P51. So when you
Right.
want to turn right, you have to give it right. I don't know if you've got my stream up yet at the moment, but I'm
Yeah, I
hitting my
do.
right rudder. To turn right, it's right rudder and hit your brake, right? So you're doing that to make a right turn. Obviously, reverse it. Same brake lever, but it applies braking to the other wheel, depending on which rudder you've got forward. So that's how you taxi. So it's not comfortable. It's not intuitive.
Not real.
And when you take off, but this is the way an actual spit works. So in War Thunder, it's wrong because in War Thunder, the spit has toe brakes. That's wrong. You don't have it.
I see.
So
Yeah.
I've got to mention a famous quote now because I always do. I'll bore people with it probably. But there was a lady, I think it was Mary Ellis, during the
Yeah.
Second War. She would transport aircraft from airfield to airfield,
Okay.
and of the Spit, she said, "Yeah, the Spitfire. She's a lady in the air, but she's a
Oh, yeah.
bitch on the ground."
Yeah.
And she is, because she's not easy to control. When you land in a Spit, you're not landed when your wheels are down. That's when the landing begins, because you've then got to
Right.
control it on the ground. And
Right.
what she said was very graphic, but very right, very correct. When you take off in a Spit, if you've still got me on there, I don't know, but it's,
I do.
It's stick fully back, full right aileron, and then you throttle up. And as you throttle up, you're dancing on the pedals to try and to keep it straight, and you're gradually letting the stick forward, and then you'll get to a point where it'll almost lift off by itself. And then it's gear up, adjust your trim, set your prop pitch. And that's very odd. Why am I not seeing RPM? My engine is running. I'm not going any RPM.
Yeah.
My rev counter at the top there is showing. Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I won't have any RPM. I've got no throttle on. Right, that's because I'm thinking ahead of myself. So, so I'll get up to about 3,000 revs to take off. Once I'm up and I've adjusted my trim, I'll pull my revs down to about 2,700 RPM, and which is done by the prop pitch, of course. Which is, for me, it's this one. I don't think you can see that lever. That's my prop pitch. Use that to put it back, make it slightly less fine, and then close the canopy. We keep the canopy open just in case there's an accident and they have to drag us out quickly. They don't want to have to smash through it. Okay, see what sort of mess I can make of this now I've said it, and since I've been flying the Mosquito.
So it's actually a protocol. What's the helicopter doing?
That's Laxor. He's just looking.
Is that somebody in
That's Laxor.
in your server?
Yeah, it's Laxor.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, somebody, a friend, just kind of watching you take off. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I tend to flick between Warbird, helicopter, and
Oh,
jet.
is it? Okay, gotcha.
Laxor's flying the helicopter, watching me, hopefully taking off. No pressure, no pressure.
Yeah.
Well, it's either that or I can race you up the runway.
I'll beat you. Right, brake is off. Stick back. Full right, Ada, and here we go.
Oh boy, oh boy. So, those pedals are almost like stirrups. You got your toes in it.
I do, but I can't look at the moment. Hold on.
No, yeah, right. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I was just commenting. Almost like taking off real ones, like, gotta concentrate. Whoa. That's funny. Okay, come on. She's up, isn't she?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah. There goes the canopy, huh?
The canopy's closed. Turned on my sight because all these things you have to turn on. So I've turned on my illuminated sight. I've made my guns ready.
Yeah. Wow. So much fun.
My boost, that's the red meter to the right, the red gauge to the right. I should pull that back to about 8 boost.
Were they actually those colors, or they just, you can change them, or?
Oh, that's the way they are.
That's the way they are in a real life airplane. Nice.
Yeah. I think I might have to adjust the curves on this one again a little bit. I did put them back to fully 45 degrees, but I might pull them back a bit again.
Look like you.
Oh, it looks like I got it.
Looked like you were on the ground for a minute there, were you?
I was close.
Yeah.
I'll go for the.
That clip of you doing the flyby.
Oh yeah, that was certainly close to the ground.
So are there others on your server right now?
I think it's just the two of us, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just two of us. Yeah, it is quite quiet, which is it's sort of a mixed blessing. It's nice to be able to just come in and know that the airspace is going to be quite clear.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when there's a few people in, it's nice to have a little bit of population going.
Yeah. What I was just going to say, what time is it out there for you guys?
4:12.
Quite late.
4 in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you guys are up late.
Yeah, I haven't done done it this late for a long time, but we have done it on a number of occasions. Going to bed when the sun's coming up.
Yeah. So you're 4:12 Saturday morning.
Yep.
Yep.
It's Saturday.
Saturday. I came out. I actually have been to England. I've been to. Yeah, been to. Where did we stay? We stayed in Kensington Gardens.
Yeah.
Kensington. I don't know. At the time, Diana was still alive and married to Charles.
Oh, right.
And we stayed in a hotel that was right there on the driveway into Kensington Palace.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway, that hotel. That was fun. Everybody kept saying, "Well, you know, if you look out, you might see see him pull in." You know. Oh, it was just a wonderful trip. I enjoyed that so much. You know, we did the Tower of London. We did, all the touristy things. We went to Bath, as we say here.
Yeah, Bath. Yes, Bath.
Yes.
Or Bath.
Yeah, not Bath. Yeah. Or you can make it into several syllables like some people do. Bath.
Yeah, with a Y in it. Bayus. UUSTH.
Yeah. We went to Bath, and then we went to some other places. Yup. Yeah, and we saw the Rood man cut into the side. And let's see what else. Gosh, where did we go, honey? Remember? We went to we went out to What I most liked was the pubs. That was fun. I liked shepherd's pie, and nearly all of them had a some brand of shepherd's pie, one or the other. And most of my people on my dad's side came from England and thereabouts, so they still do tea and things like that in the afternoon.
But it didn't have any jellied eels.
Probably not.
They're lovely. Loads of vinegar, loads of white pepper. And I shouldn't be doing this, I'm landing.
Look at you go. So it's gonna land like a tail dragger, huh?
If it's got a tail left, yeah. I must have broken a few bits off. I already broke an aileron. I broke my right aileron off when I was attacking the tanks on the bridge. I did get a tank or two, but let's just take a look.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You can get damaged in this, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, look at the damage there. That's his pepper, but it's much more than that. Sometimes that engine, if I was to get back in and fly, you see the bullet holes in the engine area,
sure. Yeah.
And what'll happen is it will actually model the fact that the engine's been hit and it's now running rough. So you'll see a little bit of like movement like this as you're flying. It's a bit like this because the engine's out of balance.
Yeah.
So there's also, and occasionally I'll find that I can't adjust my prop pitch because one of the guys down on the ground has shot the cable that adjusts the prop pitch. So,
and that's amazing.
Yeah, it's all very accurate. It's all really good, really good.
Yeah.
Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to repair this, and I might drop something on the chat for you.
Yeah, I think I'm going to call it. I think I'm going to call it because it's 4 o'clock, so the boys will be up in about 3 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
One quick question. So Warhawk, when he was flying his Mosquito, he looked like he had smoke coming out of one of his engines. So that was from the damage.
Could have been, but that could. Are you sure that was him, not me? Because my poor engine kept on overheating and steaming. So was it black or white?
Had black smoke coming out.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah, that's damage.
Smoke coming out of, or brownish, blackish smoke coming out of one of the engines.
Yeah, that would be where he's taking damage from ground units firing back at him.
Yeah, I think it was on the port side of his, if I remember correctly, on his left.
Yeah. Well, say for me, I was getting that, but I was just somehow overheating the engine.
Oh, there's your aileron. It's gone, isn't it? Ooh, completely gone.
Yeah,
blown off.
Yeah, I took it off. I must have hit a lamppost or something. Because you can do that as well. If there's a lamppost there, you can hit it and you will damage yourself. So.
Oh my gosh. So that's why you probably had kind of a little rough landing because of that.
Yeah, well, I blew a tyre as well. Look,
yeah,
you can see the port tyre. It's flat. It's blown, and that affects how you land because you're now having to struggle with a Spitfire that's on the ground and it's got a blown tyre. So that all adds to it.
That would be part of it. Yeah.
I failed the protocol as well because you see my cockpit is closed. I should have opened it. I should have opened my cockpit before I landed, and I should have put my prop pitch to fully fine. But because I was busy thinking about ailerons and stuff, I forgot those things. Managed to get down. I mean, I can get out. Did you know you can do that? Hold on.
No, I didn't know that.
I'm gonna drop out of Discord. I'm gonna call it there.
Yeah.
So
thank you, sir.
Okay.
I really appreciate it. Thank you, Lexar.
Thanks for joining us and enjoy your voice.
Hopefully catch you tonight. I was going to say tomorrow night, but I mean tonight.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. See you in about 17 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. Catch you later. TTFN.
All right.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Okay, Hal. So hopefully you've got a pretty good idea of DCS now. Now normally I should be able to walk it. Stuck.
Yeah,
It doesn't. That's a bug. Normally I can jump off the wing and walk around. You can actually walk around. I can walk anywhere.
Huh.
So you shoot something.
You're trying to, but it's not quite working.
Yeah.
You're glitched.
You might shoot a tank but crash into it, but not be dead. So you bail out of the aircraft and you can walk over and take a look around the tank that you just shot to bits. It's brilliant. And
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
yeah, and I don't think it'll do it now because I'm not in the aircraft. But no, but when I move the stick around, I don't know why it's making him walk, but when I move the stick around, you'll see the stick in the aircraft move, of course.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of lovely stuff about this. It really
Lots of
is
details.
really good. Yeah, accurate detail. Things like inside. I can't actually get back in the aircraft now because I've jumped out. Once you've jumped out, you can't get back in. Which I suppose when you bail out, and that's what it's for. Once you bail out of an aircraft, you can't really get back in. So in that sense, it's accurate.
Yeah. I noticed that Warhawk doesn't have anybody in his cockpit, but you have at least.
I do in the Spit. One of the settings in DCS is to show the pilot where it's possible. In the Spit you can, and to me it feels right. Let me just jump out of this for a minute. Hold on.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, for me it just seems more logical that if I was actually flying a Spit, I wouldn't look down and see the Spit move, the joystick moving all by itself.
That makes sense,
I would see a hand on it. So to me it just makes more sense. And things like on the left you've got the rudder trim. Now without anyone in the cockpit, without showing the pilot, that rudder trim wheel is very easy to see. But it's also not quite right, because if you were sitting beside it, you would have to move your head to look round yourself to see that rudder trim wheel. So that's another reason why I like to have the pilot in the cockpit. It makes it a little bit more realistic in my view.
Gotcha. Yeah. It's just so detailed. There's just so much detail.
Oh yeah, and we've only scratched the surface, mate. Really.
Oh, I know.
We have.
Well, I mean, I went through the training on the. I think you were calling it the T-51.
TF, yeah, the TF. It's called. Is it TF stands for training fighter. So it's got no guns on it.
Yeah. So I kind of watched. I saw most of it, and I thought, well, okay, I've got to know this, and I've got to know that. Some of it I know, just because I've been around this stuff a little bit, but I've never taken a course in flying or anything.
Yeah.
But I know what a airspeed indicator is. I know what I don't know. I know what attack is, and of course you know that from driving usually. Yeah. That kind of stuff. But there's what they call that the pitch control or pitch, whatever it is, and watching the ball that tells you what the attitude of your airplane actually is. Yeah. That kind of thing. So I know what those are, but knowing that I can adjust them, not so much, Something about capturing a ball, and I was like, oh man, I didn't even know that they could do that. I guess you can stop it from moving. You capture the ball or something. Then you have to let it go so it can do what it's supposed to do, or something.
Oh, I think you're talking. That sounds like, the artificial horizon is in the shape. Can be in the shape of like a sphere, but for certain actions you might want to protect it by not letting it rattle around too much. So you cage it. Yeah, it gets caged. That's what they call it. Gets caged. Yeah. Right. That's when
you have to have a switch for that, So anyway, it's just crazy.
Yeah, that's when you're doing it right. But that facility doesn't exist on a Spit. You don't have the option to cage it. To cage it. I'm gonna pull out. Oops. I'm gonna pull out a link. Hold on. We were talking about guitar and.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
Are you on Facebook?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
Look for Hal Waterhouse, Hal Waterhouse, just like it sounds.
Okay. It wasn't so much to find you, but I mean, I would like to do that. But it was only just if you weren't, then you might not be able to open the link that I was going to drop to you. That was all. So if you are, that should be good.
Right. Yeah, but I'm Hal Waterhouse on there, and I don't
Okay.
mind at all.
That's great.
So
Right, let me just copy this
look
link.
me up. That's in Discord, in your Discord here.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that was coming through. Did you hear guitar just then?
No.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That I don't really want it to, because that would have meant it. Well, no, it probably was coming through on the stream. Yeah, it might have come through on the stream, but not on Discord. I don't know.
Is it go live notifications or general?
How do you mean?
Where the link is?
Oh no, I haven't got it there yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm a typical guy. I can't do two things at once, which is not quite true.
Yeah.
Because I used to play guitar a lot. I still play guitar, and when they're doing vocals, using two hands for playing guitar, doing main vocals, and keeping an eye on those people out there that are dancing, and keeping an eye on Barry, the front man, who's going to tell us whether we're going to go on to the next song or continue this one. You're doing a number of things all at the same time. So hold on a minute.
American and full English. Oh my gosh. American. If it's America, we have to have tons and tons of bacon on our breakfast. You have to have it.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. English, it looks like it has baked, or what we call baked beans.
Yeah. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? I'm not sure what you're looking at.
I'm in general. Just above where it says "Hi Colt, thanks for joining us." There's a picture.
Okay. Yeah, if you're talking Discord, I'm useless. I am the world's worst Discorder.
Yeah.
Because I was going to paste
chat.
I was going to paste a message to you, and I've clicked on you to paste a message, but it's not letting me paste it.
Oh, maybe I'm not your friend yet. I don't think. Am I?
Right. Okay.
We need to invite each other as friends, I think, or something. So
Okay, so if I wave to you, would that do that?
yeah.
It's giving me the option to wave to Colt. Let's do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Try it. See. Sent a sticker. Okay, it says you sent a sticker. So.
Okay. So.
Let me see if I can find you in. You would be okay? There you are. All right.
I don't know how to get
note.
the friend thing going.
Okay, so if I hit your profile and I hit send friend request.
Okay.
You should get a friend request here in a second. Because I don't think I can send you a message.
Sent you a friend request.
Yeah, so you need to.
Yep, got it.
There you go. Now I can send you a message, and you can probably send me a message now.
Well, let me say, unless I didn't copy
Here I am.
it. Maybe I'm trying to send you nothing. Perhaps
I'm going
I
to
didn't
say
copy.
hi. Wait a minute. I've got you already set up. I can see the chat. I think this is the first time. Yeah. It says the beginning of your first direct message. So I'm going to type hi, and I can see that you're typing.
Yeah, okay, hold on.
So we did it. We did it.
We sure did.
It's hard to figure out sometimes, you know.
Well, I'm terrible with Discord. It's not intuitive to me.
No, I know. It's the same with me. There's quite a few things that it does.
So
My own little tribute to MU with MU inset.
I'll have to explain.
What is MU?
MU is short for Muriel, my late wife, who we lost last year. We lost her last year. Yeah. And that was a terrible blow because she was our central hub, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we lost her in February of last year. So there's a couple of things on my timeline on Facebook that relate to it. But,
she's gorgeous.
Congratulations. Thank you.
She's a beautiful lady.
So I just recorded "If." Do you remember "If" by Bread?
Sure do.
Yeah, so I recorded that, and that's what the link will take you to. So there's a link above that message.
Boy, you're really good at guitar.
Well, I don't know about that.
That's your voice?
That's me. That's me total. Yeah.
Joe.
Lovely song. It's actually not that difficult. But that I went back to playing guitar after 15 years of thinking I'd never be able to again.
Well,
in the middle of last
you're
year.
excellent at it. My goodness.
But the thing is, there's more to it than that. Actually, we're talking on Discord, so I can stop my stream